Hey gorgeous people, so this is kind of part 2 of the introduction. I'm just going to go into stories while I finish my chores. So, at work, I work at a grocery store. And there are some rude people, y'all. There are some rude people. So, there's these things. I don't know if you know about them, but if you don't, here's what they are. There's these things called charge accounts. Basically, it's for schools or like businesses so that they can get groceries and whatnot. So there's this one school, St. Patrick's here, and they came through. And with schools, you're only allowed to get groceries, like food. You're only allowed to get food. And if they need something else, then they need special approval. Anyways, these two people came through my till, and they already were really grumpy with me, and they were like, oh, it's a charge account. I'm like, okay, I just need to call my supervisor over because she needs to approve of it before I start. And they're like, okay, whatever. So they start putting everything onto the conveyor belt, and they start putting like toilet paper and like cleaning supplies. I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry. The voucher here says you are not allowed to have those. Like, I can't approve of this. I'm sorry, y'all. My dog just started barking for no reason. Where was I? I also forgot to mention in the introduction. I forgot to mention in the introduction that I have ADHD. So, yeah. Anyways, they start putting on the toilet paper, whatever, cleaning supplies. And I'm like, nope, you can't allow that. And this woman, I kid you not, okay, this is her phone, pushes her phone in my face and is like, I have an email. And I'm like, okay. She's like, this email says I can have these stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I started feeling really intimidated. I don't like conflict. And so I started allowing it. And then all of a sudden, they have, one second. Anyways, they add like dog food or cat food, I don't remember. But they added like some type of animal food onto it. And I'm like, okay, something really doesn't feel right about this. So I tell them, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable with this. I will have to call my supervisor to approve these things. This dude, ooh, he looks at me, he's like, fine then, call her. I'm like, okay, I will be. And so I call her over, and I'm like, they say they have an email, but I don't feel comfortable with this. And so I just want to see what you say. She's like, no, they aren't allowed this. And then the woman's just like, no, I have an email. And she's like, no, I'm the manager of this department. I would have been informed if you were allowed this. My manager would have told me. And she's like, well, that supervisor, looking at another supervisor, she's like, that supervisor approved of it. And my supervisor was just like really confused. I find out a couple shifts later, when I was talking with the manager she accused, he didn't. The reason why she went through my till is because she knew that he was going to not approve it, because he did that in the past, and she just wanted to blame it on him. And I'm just like, wow, I really don't like those people now. They were rude, they were liars, and they just wanted free cleaning supplies. Moral of the story, you will not always get away with lying at a store. And be nice to the cashiers. We don't get paid enough, man.